Right, everyone, panic over. I'm back. You can stop worrying. Your lives are back to normal. We had one day off yesterday and I had folk tweeting me, direct messaging me, even had a WhatsApp from someone wondering where the video was. So hopefully you managed to get through the struggle of Friday without me in your life. We really have become a huge part of all of your lives. We're back today. We're looking ahead to Ross County tomorrow and there's only 5 games to go. First of all, yeah, because I know you all absolutely care, the darts was great. I had a lovely night on Thursday night. I got nice and close to the bald prince himself. That's Michael van Gerwen, not Dyson Maida. Also managed to get myself on the old telly. I'm sure you can't really miss me there, but just in case, there I am right there. As clear as day, just like Jack and Victor wearing that famous Still Game sketch. I think it was Beech Grove Garden. Anyway, while I was away doing that kind of stuff, having a couple of beers, enjoying myself, John McGinley was hard at work for 67 Hail Hail, doing all the difficult tasks like speaking to Ange Postecoglou and Greg Taylor. And I'm going to let you hear what happened at yesterday's press conference right now, starting with Greg Taylor.
Hi, Greg. It seems to me that this group of players are already incredibly close, despite not being together for very long. Has it surprised you how bonded you all are at this point? Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 years for a team to come together like this, but everyone seems so close. Has that surprised you? And who's been the main driver of that in the dressing room, apart from Callum, the captain?
No, the gaffer's recruited well. He's been big on recruiting good people rather than just good players, and I think we've did that. We've got a good squad of good people, and that helps. And also, I think winning games of football, it definitely makes it easier. Mm-hmm. When you're winning, you're happier, you're enjoying your football more, and that's definitely brought us closer together. But as you touched on, yeah, we've settled well considering it is such a new team.
And are the players speaking about the backing you've got from the fans right now? Because I sense even in the wake of Sunday that there's still a lot of trust and faith in this group of players. Is that something that you are talking about together in the dressing room and at Lennoxtown?
Yeah, the fans were unbelievable again on Sunday. They created a really good atmosphere. But I think it works 2 ways. If they've got a team on the pitch that they see giving their all, playing a good attacking football the way a Celtic team should, then they will give their bit back. And I think it's worked that way this season.
A squad update, if you would, after the weekend. How's everyone doing ahead of Ross County?
In terms of injury-wise, Josip Juranovic is probably the most significant, so he'll miss the weekend. And then the others who went off with combination sort of cramp and some knocks, all should be fine for Sunday.
Hi, Ange, how are you doing? As you alluded to there, the bond between the supporters and yourself and the team remains really strong even in the wake of Sunday. But, as we get closer to the prize, I think there's a natural tension and excitement in supporters too. How do we all deal with it collectively over the next few weeks over what might be a bit of a crazy ride?
Just like you're beginning the ride on the scariest roller coaster you've ever been on, mate. So hope that it all ends well, but enjoy the ride and the ups and downs. And it's, like I said, it's part of the nature of sort of embracing this whole concept that we want to play our football a certain way, be a certain kind of team. And, I think, like I said, I don't think it's unhealthy for people to feel anxious or nervous or, that's why we love it. If I'm sure, most people say, well, if you could guarantee us we win the next 5 games and we're champions, everyone would be happy. But you know what? I reckon they'd be a little bit bored as well, and probably lose interest after a while. The excitement of football and sport and supporting a team is that it is a little bit of that unknown, that we are on the edge. And that's what, when you gain it and when you get the success that you deserve, you enjoy it so much more because you've had to be white knuckled fair way through it, and you'll remember that. You remember the highs, you remember the lows. Like I said, the last thing I want is our supporters to be flatlining, just to be coming, clapping at the end of the game and then going home and not thinking about it. I'm sure it's been a tough week for our supporters, no doubt. We understand that, and we take responsibility. And I know the players and everyone involved, the football club. We want to make our supporters, feel better about themselves in the coming week. But like I said, I'm not guaranteeing you anything, mate. But hopefully, when you get off the ride at the end, you think it's been worth it.
Just another point, there was an interesting report earlier this week about the positive impact of Anton McElhone on the sports science department at Celtic this season. I just wanted to get your thoughts on maybe the progress that's been made on that front, and if there's any other staff additions in the pipeline this summer that might help make Celtic take the next steps.
Yeah, look, we're always looking to improve areas. Obviously, my main focus when I sort of got the position at the beginning of the year was, the team really rebuilding, and my focus is pretty much on making sure that we had a side that was competitive this year, because I've said on countless occasions that after a trophyless season last year, we had to have success this year. It's just how I felt. So my total focus was on getting a team and sort of an environment where give us a chance for success anyway. But within that, I feel that there are areas we can continually look to improve the club. Sports science was one area where we've bulked up. Player welfare was another area where we've brought people in to help players both on and off the field. All these things are there to make us a better club. And, in this off season, there'll be other areas that, now I have the time and I guess the understanding of how things are working where we can make these improvements. And, I think there are still areas where, we can be better. And the club's been really supportive. I tend to be fairly, meticulous and probably, in some respects, people think, or feel maybe I should move a bit quicker, but I just like to get things right. So I haven't rushed these decisions. I haven't just brought people in for the sake of it. I'll bring the people in that I believe can add to what's already a really strong group of staff that support the players, and we'll do that over the coming months. And Michael and the board have been really supportive about that. They're leaving it to me and making sure that whatever I've asked for so far, I've received, and I think that'll continue.
Plenty of interesting stuff there, as always, with Ange. Really interesting that the analogy he went for John's first question was a roller coaster. Now, Ange Postecoglou roller coaster kind of got me thinking back to an interview that I did probably at the start of the season, or near the start of the season, with Vince Nostradamus Rigari. And once again, he will just show himself to be, Nostradamus. Ange is just learning how to ride his bike.
Yeah, I used a similar one recently. It's like going on a roller coaster. The first time I went on one, not long into it, I was like, why the hell did I get on this roller coaster? This is not fun. This is scary. I'm upside down. I'm used to being upside down. This is wrong. And then you just suck it up and you get off the roller coaster and it's like, well, actually, that was loads of fun. I don't know what I was scared of. It's a bit like that at the moment. At the moment, Celtic are upside down on the roller coaster. Or maybe they're just coming out of the first loop. I don't know. But it's a roller coaster.
Now, watching that back's really interesting because I now understand totally what Vince was saying, and I feel it as well. I think at the time I did understand what he was saying, but it was still very much kind of in the air. We didn't have enough evidence as Celtic fans to know exactly where this Ange story was heading. And at the moment, while we still don't know for sure, I think we now have a really good idea of where this is heading under Ange, and it's going to be pretty spectacular. So Vince bang on the money again. And I think that whole journey, roller coaster, whatever you want to call it, is why I've felt so calm this week since the defeat to Rangers last weekend, while maybe others have lost their heads a little bit. Oh, God, get off the screen. Sorry, I had no idea what happened there. Just a random photo came on the screen for some reason. This Celtic team has been on the continuous rise this season, I would say. There have been numerous setbacks. Livingston was a real setback. Bodo Glimt was a setback. Still not mastered saying their name, of course. Hampden last weekend against Rangers was a real setback. But if you rewind back to the start of the season, I think this is kind of how we all foresaw it going in general, or we hoped it would go. We all kind of hoped that Ange would take the team on a rise over time. Not to the extent he has this season. I certainly didn't expect Celtic to be in the position we are at the moment. But I think in general, we hoped Ange would take the team forward, steadily improve things from the disaster of last season. But we all conceded and admitted that there would be setbacks. So I think when there have been setbacks, and since that Livingston defeat, there's only really been a couple. We've only really had, 3 defeats, 2 to Bodo Glimt and 1 against Rangers. And in general, the team has been on a steady rise. And in general, they have responded really well to these setbacks. And I think that everything I've heard coming out of the club since Sunday has been, or has suggested to me that they'll do likewise against Ross County tomorrow. Just while I say this is how the league table looks right now prior to Saturday's 3 p.m. kickoffs, Rangers were playing earlier today. They won at Motherwell, meaning that we now have a 3-point advantage going into tomorrow. We just need to win tomorrow. We need to keep our advantage at 6 points, because while we've got a 6-point lead, we've always got a bit of breathing space that if things do go wrong, you do throw in another horrendous performance like, next week, or, at home to Hearts or something like that, you've always got that 2-game buffer. Slightly more as well when you factor in our goal difference. So that's where we're at the moment. Team-wise for tomorrow, I think we're expecting Anthony Ralston to come in at right back for the injured Josip Juranovic, as Ange said yesterday. Giakoumakis hopefully coming in as well. This is a team I've gone for. I think there may be changes in the midfield. I just have a weird feeling that Nir Bitton might come in and start this game. I may be way off the mark with that. It's just a feeling that I have that I can't shake right now. So extremely quickly, Hart, Ralston, Carter, Vickers, Starfelt, Taylor, Bitton, O'Reilly, McGregor, Jota, Maida, Giakoumakis. That was a record. Really interesting that Gigi is straight back in my team, and I actually expect him to start tomorrow, while I'd rather Kyogo sitting on the bench. Now, I know Kyogo's not fully fit at the moment, but I think, it really shows how far Giakoumakis has come and how important a player Giakoumakis has become for Celtic. I know some of you may want Jota out of the team as well after last weekend. I think the Jota could be a really important player for Celtic tomorrow. And in general, it should be decent surroundings for us. The pitch is looking in good nick, as Ross County shared this image yesterday and had a wee dig at Chris Sutton in the process after he described it as being horrendous earlier this week. In terms of Ross County, they're without the injured Ashley Maynard Brewer, the Aussie keeper who's been missing since February. Kane Ramsey is back for them. He's on loan from Southampton after serving a 2-match suspension after ironically being sent off at Celtic Park about a month ago. As always, Hungbo and Charles Cook are the guys we really need to keep our eye on. That's nothing new. These are good players. Ross County are a good team. It's not going to be easy tomorrow. I just tend to think that we're going to see a really big reaction from Celtic and a huge 3 points. I was going to say a huge statement of intent. We're past the kind of statement of intent point in the season. This is just the point where you need to get points on the board and get over the line. I could come up with a better turn of phrase than that, I'm sure. The referee tomorrow is Kevin Clancy, with Frank Connor and Jonathan Bell assisting. Matthew McDermott is the 4th official. The game is a 2:30 p.m. kickoff tomorrow afternoon. It's live on Sky Sports, and we will have the reaction for you shortly after full time. Speak to you then.